Welcome to 5 Minutes to Learn. This is your host, Michael Reisinger. Let's go ahead and get into it with Immutable Law number 2, Divergent Leadership. So those who have been listening to my podcast for a while have probably gathered that I am a pretty divergent personality. Who else, what other business coaches do you know where they're having heavy metal music that they wrote themselves opening up their little 5-minute segments? Okay, I rest my case. Anyway, back to the topic. Just want to talk about divergent leadership. Not only have I traditionally been a black sheep in almost every role that I've ever held, but I have also seen the diversity that I bring to an organization or to a founder when I'm working with them, being a divergent leader. So just to kind of define it, a divergent leader is somebody who celebrates diversity of thought, embracing unconventional methods, and fosters, innovation and improvement in an organization. Unlike, traditional leadership models, this is the type that thrives on a multitude of perspectives and steers the organization towards a future where change is not merely tolerated, but it's actually embraced. Okay, so just a couple of real world examples, and forgive me, these are kind of tired old examples, but they're the ones that you'll find throughout all the business and influence books. But Netflix, back in the day, they transformed their business from a DVD by mail service, into a global streaming company, and everybody thought that they were nuts. And there's well documented cases of them trying to court Blockbuster Video. I think there's a documentary on it, and we all know what happened there. Blockbuster died like a dinosaur, and Netflix went on and continued. Another example, aside from the Netflix thing, just think about the kind of a random one that came to me recently, was the 2010 Chilean mine collapse. So that was a rescue operation that required a really unique blend of leadership abilities. For example, there was a rescue team. They had to get specialists from various different fields, including engineers, people in medicine, also people in psychology, to help the divers, dive and get through that. The traditional leadership might have just relied solely on just, getting mining experts to come in, but because they knew the situation was complex, they needed a wide range of folks that were going to come in and help. So what do I do with you when I am, hired by your company to help you bring in more divergent leadership? So first of all, we're going to recognize that there are individual strengths in everybody in your organization, and we are going to value their strengths, and we're going to see where they fall. We might decide to make a matrix or a leadership matrix to say, hey, where are the strengths of your team members and where can they help with organizational change? We would implement a inclusive decision-making process. So this is where we engage people at the front line. We engage people, maybe a couple of customers of the business, maybe other businesses or vendors, to get their experience of what it's like working with us, to include their perspective, to see where our blind spots are and how we can get better. But we're never going to be, and this is the kind of thing, like if you want to stay the same, I'm the wrong consultant for you. But we are going to engage, we're going to engage your person at the front desk. We're going to engage your janitors. We're going to engage maintenance workers. We're going to engage, the sales team and the recruitment team and marketing and everyone else in between, because everybody sees the company in a different way and your strengths. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we are going to encourage continuous learning and adaptability. The way we do that is we make it a safe place to articulate ideas. People feel safe asking, quote, the dumb questions or the things that they feel like they might get ridiculed for. And we're not going to say things like, well, that's the way we've always done it. Because if we want to get where we've never been, we have to do what we've never done. Okay. And if you think of every invention that you value in your life, there was a time where the person who thought of that, they were crazy. What they wanted to do was divergent, and now it's a part of everyday life. And you need to apply that in your company and be thinking about what is going to be the next thing we can do that will actually change things. Again, this is not to discount doing things that are popular. Okay. This is the opinion that, sometimes everything that is popular is wrong, like Oscar Wilde said, and we've got to do things differently. So in conclusion, I'm going to draw inspiration from, companies like Netflix and people like the folks who saved the Chilean miners, and people that chose to do things differently. That's the type of person I am. I value everybody's opinion in a business. We always have to have a methodology for how we do that so that we can move at scale and speed. But I will bring divergent leadership to your company. And on this podcast, I'm going to continue to try and find as many divergent leaders in the Kansas City area as I can. Thanks so much for listening.